Hey now, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of IoT Nuggets with IoT Group. I'm Doug Cohen from M10 Social. I am joined today, as always, by my illustrious co-host, Mr. Steve Brummer from IoT Group.
Yay, still here, still doing it, haven't been fired yet.
Has not been fired yet.
Yet.
And we're also joined today by a special guest, Mr. Bill Molesworth from Autocavo. And you can see and reach Autocavo at autcavo.com, just like it says right there on the screen next to his name. And we're going to get into that a little bit in a second. I also want to remind everybody that bhiotgroup.com is the website where you can reach out to Steve and John Hubler and the folks over at IoT Group to have a 30-minute consultation to start off down the path of what your IoT deployment might look like and what that strategy could be. And today with Autocavo, we're going to talk about fleet maintenance and fleet management, which is what Autocavo specializes in, with small fleets with IoT. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it on to Steve to talk with Bill about that a little bit. Steve, take it away.
Excellent. Thanks, Doug. Bill, as always, great to hang out with you. Appreciate you taking the time to join us today on IoT Nuggets. As everybody out there knows, these are events that we do to try and get you educated on new companies that are out there, guys that are doing really cool disruptive technology. And Bill, you're our latest victim. So give us a little idea of who you are. Give us a little background. Who you are, where you came from, what you're doing, what's this company all about?
Sure, Steve, and great. It's great to be on the show, and I really appreciate you having me on. So
great, glad to have you.
Yeah. So I've been in the M2M IoT space for quite a long time, and worked for one of the larger players out there for quite a while, and decided for some reason that a startup was a good idea. And honestly, we saw an opportunity here to address a very well-known market in a very different way. It's basically small fleets, like you said. It seems like, the world doesn't need another fleet company, I guess, is the first reaction. But, when you look at our approach, there's some good reasons why we think it's a good market and why we have the right solution, which we can get into.
Tell us a little bit about your business model when you say it's unique. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there, so why are you different?
Sure. Yeah. So, if you look at the fleet market, roughly 50% of the vehicles live in this small fleet space. And it's kind of like, think about, the other guys are out there kind of hunting elephants, and we're chasing the squirrels. And normally that kind of strategy would just kill you in terms of customer acquisition costs. But our approach is to connect the do-it-for-me's, the DIFMs, the people that are doing the lubes, the tires, the brakes, the people that are servicing those fleets day in and day out. We connect those people with their fleet customers, and they're able to provide services at the exact time and place where they're needed. So they kind of act as a distribution channel and a marketing engine for us, and then we provide the technology to kind of make that connection. So the fleet owner gets a tip-top shape fleet with great pricing on services and things like that, and the service provider has a loyal customer that's going to come back more often and get more services done when they do come back. So that's kind of in a nutshell, what we do.
And what's the product? I mean, what's going in the fleet? Is it other boxes or install involved?
So we kind of, we have the luxury of being very simple in this market, right? Because we're not going after the Class 8 trucks or heavy equipment. We're going after small fleets, and those include vehicles like, sedans, pickup trucks, vans, everything up to like a Ford F550, 650. So these are plug and play OBD2 devices.
Oh, great.
It's as simple as it gets. It's literally a 10-second installation. The onboarding is automatic and very low effort. It's extremely easy to get up and running. You can buy the device on our website, just click a button, put it in your shopping cart, and go. There's no call me for a price or fill out a form, and 10 salespeople will call you and that kind of thing.
And so the fleet owner has access to a dashboard to be able to look at dots on a map and look at the basic information, and then that information is also sent to the originating company, the oil change company or the auto maintenance company that they've been using?
That's right. But I wouldn't say it's a simple application. You know, we like to say we bring big fleet capability to the small fleet market, right? We've got dashboards, and you've got geofencing and driver scoring. You know, we decode any number of engine codes, if your check engine light's on, or if it's throwing a maintenance code. We track all of that and display it on the dashboard in a very easy to use way, mobile friendly. So it works where they're working, you know, out in the field. And yeah, so the idea is to make that data actionable on both parties, right? So the fleet owner can say, all right, I need an oil change because it's that time according to the platform. And they can also say, well, my check engine light is on, here's the reason, and they can go get that addressed. At the same time, our partner can have an outreach, whether it's a monthly, here's your vehicle report and here's how you did, and click here to schedule service kind of thing. So we make it easy on both sides to make that connection to actually get the maintenance done and keep the fleet running optimally.
Excellent. And cost effective, I would assume. Is this all OpEx, or is there an upfront cost?
Yeah, so the model right now is you buy the device and you pay a monthly, an MRC. We're kind of at the lower end of the market in terms of price. We want to drive that price down. I don't want to say we want to drive it to zero, but we want to drive it to zero. And yeah, the idea behind that is that that these service providers and people that are doing the services, this offsets. Their customer acquisition costs are huge.
Yeah.
It costs upwards of $150 to get a vehicle in a bay for depending on the service. So they're going to be incentivized. If we can make that connection to the service provider, to their customer, and get that vehicle in the bay more times, more often, and getting for more services, there's a value there, right, that they'll pay for. So that can offset some of the costs that the fleet owner will pay. So we're not at that free model today, but we want to drive the product there to kind of unlock some of the synergistic benefits.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Bill, thank you very much for joining us today on IoT Nuggets. How do people get in touch with you guys?
Autocavo.com.
Simple enough. And they can actually buy online. They can get in touch with you. They can talk to you, everything associated with it. So that's awesome. Again, thanks, Bill. Great to see you. Appreciate you taking your time. Doug, back to you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Bill. Great information there on autocavo and your niche in the space when it comes to small fleets. I think that's very interesting. I like the idea where you bring big fleet capability to small fleets. I think that's a pretty nice value proposition for the folks that operate those types of deployments. And having said all that, thanks everybody for joining this episode of IoT Nuggets. Make sure to join us next time and follow us on YouTube. You can just do a search for IoT Group. Connect on LinkedIn. Go to the website, iotgroup.com.
Please. We love it. We want more people involved. It's been great.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, if you are a subject matter expert or you're operating in the space and you want to join us as a guest on one of these nuggets, let us know. So thanks for that, Steve. Good point.
Yep.
And thanks everybody for joining and tuning in. We'll see you next time on the next edition of IoT Nuggets.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.